Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Um, Good present moment. I don't think I missed anything. Uh, it's all the same. um, so I want to talk about a few things today, for now, and here I am with this lucky bamboo joining us in the video, in this video, and with the sun hitting my face. Oh yeah, that's nice. And some iced coffee that I love. I really love coffee, and yeah. Actually, I'm gonna got a drink if you don't mind. Maybe grab your coffee. If you're brewing some coffee, maybe pause the video, get your coffee, then you can join me. It's a coffee kind of date. I don't know what's the word for it, but it's a coffee thing. It's a coffee thing. We're sitting together, we're having coffee, and this is what's happening. If you want it to happen, because this is how life works. Things happen when you truly want them to happen, and this could be like very misunderstood in so many ways, because what do we mean by I, or what do I mean by I, and what do you mean by when I say you? Like, what is that to you, right? I feel like there are so many parts of ourselves that we really kind of become a little unconscious of, and maybe some parts overpower other parts, and this is when we kind of lose track of not lose track, but we don't become very conscious of the other parts of ourselves that also need some attention and need caring. So yeah, we really, a lot of times, for example, we want to do some things, and we really know like this is the right thing to do, like doing, for example, maybe doing some kind of errand, some kind of thing you're supposed to do, and and maybe you're not doing it. Maybe you don't want to, you're supposed to do it, but you're not doing it, and from a negative perspective, we look at this and say, oh, we're lazy, or oh, I'm a lazy person, or I'm procrastinating. Like this word procrastination. I'm sure like this word really is trending in modern society, like procrastination and laziness. When the society now, or like when we as a civilization, we're so focused on productivity and making and if you're not producing, then you're kind of a burden to society, or maybe you're not worthy, you're not useful to society and to yourself, and you're seen as a kind of not valuable, right? And we really it's not about what people say outside. It's also about like what we say inside in our heads, and the kind of narrative we have running. So yeah, this is something I really want to talk about. That we are really focused on like specific things, and really dismissing other things that we need as human beings, which is, of course, resting, right? Taking some kind of break, and let me adjust this, and grounding ourselves, like going back to our bodies, and instead of always like going outside and making things and creating things and fixing things, we really forget going back inside and taking care of ourselves and resting when we need to rest, and understanding why we do the things we do and why we're not doing the things we think we're supposed to do. And this only, like, we can only understand this when we really stop for a moment and come back to ourselves and see, okay, why am I doing this? Why maybe I'm not doing what everybody is expecting me to do? Why? Because there must be a reason why I'm not doing it. It's not because I'm like a lazy person, or like I'm procrastinating, or maybe all these other reasons that are negative, or like put you in a bad picture. And yeah, just like I said in the beginning, that things happen when we truly want them to happen, right? And so if we really believe in some kind of narrative about ourselves, that we're lazy, or that we are unworthy, not valuable, and we really believe in it, and then that happens, that manifests on you. You start seeing yourself as lazy, as you're not doing your job, you're not doing what is expected of you, and that is really sad, right? And because this is only one perspective of why you're not like doing what you are supposed to do. But I don't like supposed, right? It's not exactly you're supposed to do it, but maybe you have this pressure that it's something that you're supposed to do. So, and I guess this is the reason why a lot of people suffer a lot, and it's because we are subconsciously, or they are subconsciously really they're believing into like this negative image, or this negative narrative about themselves, and it becomes true, and not becomes true like that it's reality that everyone sees, but becomes your own reality, and by that you start seeing that you don't have a lot of energy, and you start feeling that you don't have energy to do anything, and this is just a perspective, just an angle of so many infinite angles of why you're not doing what you think you're supposed to do This is just one angle. And the objective truth, or the truth, doesn't exist in only one angle. It is in all the infinite angles. Each angle has some kind of truth in it. And it's only when we try to see something from all perspectives we then start understanding why, or we start understanding, we start seeing the truth, or we start coming closer to reality. And yeah, so I'm talking about this because a lot of times I myself, have this feeling, oh, I'm supposed to do this, or I want to do this, and I feel like, oh, but I don't have I don't have energy, or maybe I don't have the capacity to do it, and then like I started realizing that I'm really dismissing other things that are more important than what I'm supposed to do. And it's only when we put our attention to what's really, really important, what's really I guess important is the word. We start then realizing, oh yeah, the problem wasn't exactly me as a person. It was because I wasn't taking care of, for example, taking rests, or taking some time to slow down and enjoy the simple pleasures of life that recharge us, that give us the energy to become, to be able to flourish. And yeah, so it's really important to understand when we need to slow down and go back inside and start, having a talk with ourselves, or having like a coffee date with ourselves, and like, just trying to understand without any judgment, with understanding and with love and with forgiveness. It's like, when you, for example, like talk to a child, you talk with love, with compassion, with care, and you try to understand what the child's trying to communicate to you. Even though he's not, maybe he's really angry, maybe he's crying, and you're really trying to understand. Like, if you don't have if you don't give them the space to really express themselves, then it becomes really difficult to understand. So this is why we need to like slow down and start communicating with ourselves, start understanding what are truly our needs, why we do the things we do, why, really understanding the whys from all angles, and not just taking one angle as the ultimate truth, and start seeing everything from all perspectives. And just like a rainbow, a rainbow only exists at specific angles. It depends on like the sun, the water, and like the sun and the water and the angle, and of course probably other things, but I'm not gonna get it too much into details. And there is a rainbow that exists at a certain angle, and we don't see it. Like, there are so many rainbows that exist at certain angles in life, whenever there's like sun and water and like the right requirements for a rainbow to appear. And a rainbow exists, but why don't we see it? Because we are stuck to seeing only one angle, where we are only looking from one angle, not one perspective. And it's only when we start looking at all the other angles we discover the rainbow. And that rainbow, in, you know, coming back to, you know, ourselves, the inner rainbow is the rainbow that gives us a lot of understanding about ourselves, a lot of acceptance, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of love, and a lot of release. So yeah, this is something that I you know, think is so important. And it's only when we give ourselves the space to look at all the angles and to really come back inside and not be pressured or not overwhelmed by the things we're supposed to do or by what is expected of us, to really go back to ourselves and understand why we do the things we do. And only then we start to fulfilling our more important, or not more important, we start fulfilling what we really, really need, not we're supposed to do, right? What we really need. Maybe we need some kind of, you know, really, really strong rest or a long rest. We need to rethink a lot of our actions. And only then, like, we start seeing a lot of transformation and a lot of energy being available again to us, right? Instead of being depleted by what we're not taking care of. It's just like plants, you know. Like, if you don't give them water and sun, they're gonna become very weak and they might die. And we might be getting angry at the plant. Why aren't you, like, you know, growing? Why aren't you, you know, flourishing, blooming? And the plant might look at it itself and say, "Oh, I'm weak. I'm not like the other plants. I'm lazy. I am not producing beautiful leaves, beautiful flowers." But in reality, what maybe the plant doesn't see, or the plant is not conscious of, is that it's not receiving enough water. It's not receiving enough light. So how can it flourish? How can it be in its optimal state if it's not having its needs fulfilled? So we're just like the plants. We need to have some needs fulfilled, instead of like always going out and always having to do what is expected of us, and this really, really harms us. And it's only when we go back inside we start to understand why maybe we're avoiding something, why we are not doing what we want to do, and we start realizing why we are creating the reality that we are creating that right now. It's because subconsciously we are creating that reality. by really believing in a negative perspective, so that it becomes a reality, and we really think, oh, this is why. Maybe I need to take some I don't know, take something, or maybe go to a doctor, or all these kind of things. And of course that is okay, but I mean, if we're not looking at the source of why this is happening and why this is manifesting, we are going to go after the wrong reasons, and we're going to be so confused, so lost, so frustrated. So yeah, it's really, really important to come back to ourselves, and really start accepting where we are, and start giving space and understanding and communicating why this is happening, communicating to ourselves, like, why am I doing this? Because everything is as harsh as this might sound, but everything is, or like our reaction to everything is our choice, or it's, if I'm suffering right now, it's because I choose to, in a way, not choose to, but it's because it's because that I'm reacting the way I'm reacting, because this is the way I choose to react, and this is the way I choose to react because I believe in some specific things and really cling to some specific ideas why this is happening. And then I start getting angry or start getting mad because I'm so clinging, I'm so attached to a specific belief. So I start reacting the way I react. But when we really let go of our attachments and our clinging to the way we see reality, then we start to have a lot of space to choose how to react to specific things that happen, and to whatever happens. And this is where we have our power, that we can choose to react the way we want to choose when we really give space to ourselves, and when we really understand ourselves, like, why am I reacting like this? Why am I angry? Why am I frustrated? Why I think I'm lazy? And when we start giving ourselves space to really, really understand this, then we realize, because yes, maybe I'm really, attached to this specific perspective or narrative of my life, and I'm not giving space to other narratives, I'm not giving other space to other perspectives. It's just like how maybe some people might see us in a very, very different light, and they think how we're really like amazing, and to ourselves, like, we think we're really like just, we're just average, or not average, we're not amazing at all, and maybe we have like maybe someone has like a very negative image of themselves, and another person has a different beautiful image of us. And which one is true, right? And they're both kind of true, but the important thing is to really give space to all perspectives, and not attach ourselves to a single perspective or a single angle, a single reality, and start giving space to all the beautiful angles, and having a kind of like a complete picture of ourselves, and then we can start becoming, free, and having the freedom to choose how to react and how to see ourselves, not being pressured by a single perspective or a single expectation of ourselves. So yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about, and yeah, take care of yourself, take care of yourselves, take care of all parts of yourselves, and slow down, go back, breathe, take the rest that you need, accept where you are, love yourself unconditionally, and enjoy the simple pleasures, and enjoy the presence. And it's okay to not be productive, it's okay to be lazy, and it's all okay when we decided it's okay. And yeah, so yeah, that's like my battery is flashing right now, and like it might turn off at any second, so I'm going to conclude the video here, and I hope you were able to stop for a moment and go back to yourself, come back to yourself, and be here now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this coffee date, even though I only had one sip. And I'm gonna have another sip with you. And yeah, I will see you in another video, maybe, because only the present exists. So I'm currently seeing you, so we don't have to think ahead of the future and think, oh, I'm supposed to upload some other video, or I'm like supposed to see you in another video. No, I'm seeing you here now, I'm talking to you here now, and we don't have to overwhelm ourselves with the future, right? Just enjoy what is now, and really be present, be here. And yes, that is it. I see you now, and I love you.